the major minerals that we have in Kenya. Plus the geological map, which is here. When you come here, once the geological survey does the exploration, all these are minerals that we have in Kenya, occurrences in Kenya. Yes. So when we do that, we come to the lab where we test the minerals. She'll explain something small on the lab.
All over the place, so there's no. Everybody has a small piece.
So once they're taken to the lab, they're tested. Then here we have the Gemstone Center in Voi, which is doing value addition. Yeah. So this machine is called a Scanox Planner and Marker. Yes. Yes, sir. We have the mining cadastre, mining department, which is managing the licenses online. We have an online system called Mining Cadastre Portal, which is managing all our licenses. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
How are you?
Mining PLC. Yes.
The energy transition through mining of battery metals and metals. Yes.
This is copper. Nice. That is the one. This one, yes. Where about? Nairobi. Oh, in Nairobi? Yes. Okay. So that's deposit. And the copper. Copper is Raganiva. Okay. Good luck.
But the one that we have
So we're doing value addition.
Next
week. Yes. So after here we go to private.
we just restructured the financing model but we split the negative exploitation.
Very good.
But they can add funds. All these were done in
Your Excellency. Sasa hapa mimi natumishi wa women in mining. Na pia nakumbuka kuna ule mradi kukubaliana na wewe alijinai msike na shule ziko pale. Sasa watu wa power walikuja na pia walisema ya kuwa ile transformer haiwezi kutosha kusupply the community.
Wapi hapo?
Hadi Chakaleri. Pale ambapo pale utakapokuja kufungua boarding house. Sasa nimetoka nikaambiwa nikwambie hivi hiyo industry ianze kurun. Ndio ukija kulaunch pia uje ufungue.
Ilikuwa ni industry ya nini?
Ya agri-line. Na chicken grids. Ile tukasema ta create employment kwa 1000. Alafu pia tukazungumzia mambo ya Ushanga Initiative. Nikakwambia tutaitatafuta iwe gazeti kwa Ushanga Initiative. Ndio wamama wetu na wale physical challenge wakitengeza hii bidwork itawasaidia na tutakuwa employment. Kwa hivyo tumeanza akatengeza hivi. Lakini tunaomba tutaitatafuta iwe gazeti kwa Ushanga Initiative.
Nakusikia.
Asante. We are registered miners and also doing the final process of coding. And we are also
Your processing is where?
Yes, in
Where?
Kisumu.
In Kisumu?
Yes, solution. The final leaching, then the leachers come to the company with the final processing.
And then what do you end up with?
The final product of gold. At 93 to 94, in 97, that is a loaf of gold to 99.
Okay. They are licensing the license.
Yes.
From void.
So your extraction is in void?
Yes.
And value add is in void?
Yes.
Very good, very good. Tuendelee namna hiyo. Habari, how are you? I'm leading them stocks. Africa. Where? In Boys. Okay, Boys kama consider. Habari zenu?
Mr. Moyo James Bucket, Kenya, wachezaji wadogo, lengo kuuza hawa wanaouza
How does somebody anajuaje hii
sorting table like this one.
Okay.
So when they come to sort, there's like different types.
The bigger the stone, the better.
No, what?
No, just
Quality.
oh.
You want flawless stone, you can get a 5 carat stone. Another 5 carat stone. Or 4 carat stone. And the 4 carat stone, maybe, if it's, for example, Saturday, that stone could be like $6,000. So you get a 6 carat stone, same, but with inclusions, the color is not so good. So you have to know.
So the color, the quality.
Yes. Yeah.
Very good. Habari zenu? Also in void.
The set of just other areas of it's pretty in the golden front. So that's why you got this.
His Excellency the President. Welcome him with a warm clap. Karibu sana Mheshimiwa Rais. Welcome, Your Excellency. With your permission, Your Excellency, I'll request to remain standing as we shall start with 2 anthems, starting with the Kenyan National Anthem, followed by the East African Anthem. The anthems. While we remain standing, Your Excellency, allow me to invite Acting Chief Kadi, Sukian Hassan Omar, to lead us in a word of prayer.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, most gracious and most merciful, all praise due to you, O Allah, Lord of the worlds. We gather here today with gratitude for this opportunity to engage, learn, and collaborate in this important mining conference. We ask you to bless this gathering, guide the discussions, and grant us wisdom, sincerity, and beneficial outcomes. Ya Allah, we pray for your protection, guidance, and strength upon our chief guest, our President, His Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto. Grant him wisdom in leadership, justice in decision-making, and sincerity in serving the people of Kenya. Surround him and support him with good counsel and enable him to lead the nation towards peace, stability, and progress. Ya Allah, bless our country with unity among its people, harmony across all communities, and prosperity in all sectors. Make this nation a land of peace, fairness, and shared success. Grant us responsible stewardship of the natural resources of our land, that they may benefit both present and future generations. Ya Allah, bless the efforts of all participants here today, unite our hearts, strengthen our partnerships, and guide us towards decisions that uplift our nation and humanity. Indeed, you are the all-hearing, all-the-knowing. Amen.
Let us kindly take our seats. Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defence Forces, Honorable Ali Hassan Joho, Cabinet Secretary for Mining, Blue Economy and Maritime Affairs, Honorable Dr. Oladele Henry Alake, Minister for Solid Minerals Development, Federal Republic of Nigeria, also the Chairman of Africa Mineral Strategy Group, Honorable Anthony Mavunde, Minister for Mineral, United Republic of Tanzania, Honorable Dahir Shira Mohammed, Minister for Petroleum and Mineral Resources, Federal Government of Somalia, Honorable Losuba Ludoru Wongo, Minister for Mining, Republic of South Sudan, Your Excellency Ambassadors present, all Principal Secretaries present, led by PS Harry Kimtai, PS for State Department of Mining, Mr. Geoffrey Odundo, Group MD and CEO, Nation Media Group, Mr. Peter Ngeno, Director, Cooperative Bank of Kenya, captains of the mining space, stakeholders, global investors, and all invited guests. The Kenya Mining Investment Conference and Expo Conference serves as Kenya's premier mining investment platform, bringing together policymakers, global investors, mining companies, financial institutions, development partners, technology providers, and mining communities to explore opportunities within the country's rapidly evolving mining sector. More than a traditional conference, MICE, as it's known, 2026 is designed as a strategic investment marketplace where government presents viable opportunities, investors engage directly with project developers and regulators, and stakeholders forge partnerships that support and sustain growth in Kenya's mining industry. Your Excellency, for the welcoming remarks, allow me to now call on Harry Kimtai, PS for State Department of Mining, and let's give him a warm welcome as he comes to give us a brief welcoming remark. Welcome, sir.
Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, the Cabinet Secretary for Mining, Blue Economy and Maritime Affairs, the visiting ministers from Africa, led by the Honorable Olade Henry Alake, who is the Minister of Solid Mineral Developments, Federal Republic of Nigeria, and Chairman of the Africa Minerals Strategy Group. The PS present here today, Betsy from the Blue Economy, Excellency Ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor and privilege to warmly welcome you all to this mining conference convened under the theme Partnership for Prosperity, Advancing Value-Led Mining in Kenya. Your presence here today reflects a shared commitment to unlocking the immense potential of Kenya and, by extension, Africa's mineral wealth, not just as a source of revenue, but also as a catalyst for inclusive growth, industrial transformation, and sustainable development. This conference comes at a pivotal moment. Kenya is positioning itself as a competitive and responsible mining destination grounded in transparency, innovation, and value addition. Over the coming sessions, we aim to showcase viable mining opportunities, facilities that is available for investors to engage, and also strengthen the strategic partnership that will drive our sector forward. Equally important, we will explore pathways to sustainable and responsible mining, ensuring that our natural resources benefit not only today's economy, but also future generations. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, allow me also to express our gratitude to our sponsors and our partners that is led by Kenya Commercial Bank, and allow me, Excellency, to give the MD for Kenya Commercial Bank just a minute to greet the partners who have come here today.
Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, Honorable Ali Hassan Joho, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Mining, Blue Economy, and Maritime Affairs. Allow me to ride on the already established protocols. I wish to take this early opportunity to extend my sincere gratitude to the Ministry of Mining, Blue Economy, and Maritime Affairs for this forum. This forum is truly timely. Your Excellency, the future of mining in Kenya will not be defined by the resources beneath our soils, but by the partnership we build above it. By doing this, we shall be able to unlock investment, create job opportunities, drive industrialization, and build a shared prosperity for our people. At the same time, Your Excellency, we must look beyond large-scale mining and support the broader ecosystem, including the artisanal miners, SME, and service providers who are integral to our sector. This is an area as a bank we consider it as a growth opportunity, where we are looking at engaging the artisanal miners through organized group financing solutions across the country. Your Excellency, our commitment as the leading bank in Kenya is that our doors are open to all potential investors who are looking at changing the story of mining in Kenya. We shall continue to leverage our over 130 years legacy and expertise to structure innovative banking solutions and support end-to-end value chain development for the sector. I therefore welcome the opportunity for all the miners in this sector to work with us to achieve this ambition. Your Excellency, this will be the right step through achieving our Singaporean dream. May God bless you, and may God bless our beloved country, Kenya. Thank you.
Your Excellency, in order to help us amplify Kenya as an investment-ready country, we partnered with the Nation Media Group to help us market Kenya as an investment destination. I therefore want to welcome the CEO of Nation Media Group, Geoffrey Odundo.
Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, Your Excellency, Honorable Ali Hassan Joho, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Blue Mining, Blue Economy and Maritime Affairs, and I'll also ride on the standing protocols. Your Excellency, I'm delighted to be here today to see you again, and really to say that we are happy that you've been able to honor us with this visit. This is your first conference that you're attending, hosted by the Nation Media Group in partnership with your government, and it has actually been able to position us as a strong amplifier of the projects and things that the government is doing. Your Excellency, let me first say that since we started putting your image on our adverts, the number of delegates sprang from 200 to 700 today. So I don't know. I'm thinking of making you a natural partner in all our convenings. Your Excellency, this is not the first conference we are hosting with your government. We do a lot of conferences every year with the government of Kenya and with your ministries. But I must say that this is one of the best attended conferences that we've held. And I'm really delighted to have worked with your minister and PS in that initiative. As a media house, our role is to amplify what the government is doing, what our sector stakeholders are doing. And we have seen great opportunity and great attention when it comes to that. And I want to make our commitment that as a media house, our role is to positively influence society. So we will continue to bring out the best of Kenya. And I believe this sector that we have been told is just coming out of its birthplace will be one of those great convenings that we'll have over the years. So thank you very much for attending this conference, Your Excellency, and we look forward to working with your government in many other projects. Asante.
Your Excellency, sir, allow me to call on stage the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Mining, Blue Economy and Maritime Affairs to give his remarks and take over the program. Karibu Waziri.
Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Oladele Henry Alake, Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Federal Republic of Nigeria, and Chairman of African Mineral Strategy Group, my colleagues, Ministers, Honorable Dahil Shire, Minister, the Federal Republic of Somalia, Honorable Losuba Loduru Wongo, South Sudan, and my dear brother Anthony Mavunde, Your Excellency Moses Ongadu, Secretary General of African Mineral Strategy Group. Your Excellency, I realized from now going forward I'll be careful when I hold my meetings. Because when I held my discussions with the PS, I did not know he was taking notes. So he captured my aspirations and gave a speech. So I'll be very brief, but before I make my remarks, Your Excellency, allow me on behalf of my visiting brothers to invite Honorable Henry Oladele Alake to make some few remarks.
Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, my brother, I say from another mother, Honorable Ali Joho, the Cabinet Secretary for Mining, Blue Economy, and Maritime Services. We refer to his position in Nigeria as minister. But when I first met him at our forum of the Africa Mining Strategy Group, and he was introduced as a cabinet secretary. So ignorantly I said, my friend, this is a forum for ministers. Until I was corrected that in Kenya, the nomenclature is cabinet secretary. So I warmly welcomed him and hugged him. Your Excellency, my colleagues, honorable ministers from Somalia, from Tanzania, from South Sudan, and the Secretary General of the African Mineral Strategy Group, Moses Egandu from Uganda, all captains of industry here present, all multilateral agencies represented, partners in mining and in business, both for Africa and Kenya, and Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and my colleagues in the media. It is both an honor and a rare privilege to address this distinguished gathering at the Kenya Mining Investment Conference and Exhibition 2026. First of all, Your Excellency, Mr. President, I bring good tidings from the President and the people of the Republic of Nigeria. And the people of Nigeria has mandated me to inform you and assure you that Nigerians speak good English. I extend my profound appreciation to the government and people of Kenya for their warm hospitality and commend the organizers for convening this timely and strategic platform at a defining moment for Africa's mining future. Today, Your Excellencies, the world stands at the threshold of a new industrial era, one that is driven by critical minerals, clean energy technologies, digital transformation, and advanced manufacturing. At the very center of this transformation lies our continent, Africa. Our continent possesses some of the world's most strategic mineral resources, such as lithium, cobalt, manganese, graphite, rare earth elements, gold, copper, nickel, and numerous other critical minerals essential to the global economic future. Yet, despite this extraordinary endowment, Africa continues to capture only a fraction of the real value of the generated resources from Africa's land. For decades, our continent has largely remained an exporter of raw materials and an importer of finished products. And this model has limited industrial growth, weakened economic resilience, and constrained job creation across our various nations. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and Your Excellency, the time has come for Africa to redefine its place within the global mineral economy. And that transformation must begin with regional integration and regional cooperation. No African country acting alone can fully maximize the immense opportunities emerging from the supply or from the rapidly evolving global minerals market. However, through collaboration, integration, syndication, and coordination, policy alignment, shared infrastructure, coordinated investment strategies, Africa can become a formidable and competitive force within global mineral supply chain. Our mineral resources may be located within national boundaries, but the opportunities they present are continental in scope. We must therefore deepen cooperation among African nations by harmonizing mining policies, facilitating cross-border infrastructure, promoting intra-African trade, and strengthening regional value chains under the framework of the African Continental Free Trade Area. A fragmented Africa weakens our bargaining power. A united Africa strengthens our strategic relevance. Equally important is the urgent need for value addition and beneficiation. Indeed, one of my key priorities as Nigeria's Minister of Solid Minerals Development is to ensure that Africa moves beyond the age-old practice of exporting raw minerals without deriving maximum economic benefit from them. We cannot continue exporting raw ores while other economies create industries, jobs, technologies, and wealth from the African resources. The future belongs to nations and regions that process, that refine, that manufacture, and that innovate. It is also edifying that in January of 2024, at the Future Minerals Conference in Riyadh, 16 African countries came together as founding member states to establish the Africa Mineral Strategy Group, AMSG. And today, the membership of AMSG has expanded to 31 African nations, with Kenya playing an active and committed role in advancing the shared vision of this group. Now, Kenya deserves a round of applause there. The significance of the African Mineral Strategy Group cannot be overstated. AMSG represents the first truly continent-wide platform through which African nations are forging a unified voice on mineral governance, value retention, and strategic positioning in global supply chains. Its significance lies in its ability to transform individual national ambitions into a collective continental force, enabling member states to negotiate fairer terms with international partners, pool infrastructure investments such as mineral corridors and processing hubs, and jointly develop geological data to de-risk exploration. By moving from competition to collaboration, AMSG is systematically dismantling the old paradigm of resource extraction without empowerment and replacing it with a new model of African ownership, coordination, and long-term wealth creation. In essence, therefore, AMSG is not merely a group for dialogue. It is the institutional vehicle through which Africa will achieve mineral-driven industrialization. Furthermore, following my election as chairman of the group, one of the key priorities we are collectively advancing across the continent is precisely the issue of value addition and the development of integrated African mineral value chains. We are strongly advocating for African countries to collaborate strategically in order to ensure that the continent retains greater economic value from its vast mineral resources while positioning Africa as a competitive and influential player within global mineral supply chains. Value addition is not merely an economic aspiration, it is a development imperative. It creates jobs for our youths, it stimulates industrialization, it expands government revenues, and it positions Africa not merely as a supplier of minerals, but as a competitive participant in the industries of now and industries of the future. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this global supply chain architecture is undergoing significant restructuring. Nations and industries are increasingly seeking secure, sustainable, and diversified sources of critical minerals. This presents Africa with a historic opportunity, but opportunity must meet preparation. Opportunity alone is never enough. We must position ourselves strategically. That means strengthening governance frameworks, ensuring policy consistency, promoting transparency, embracing environmental and social responsibility, and creating investment climates that inspire confidence and long-term partnerships. Investors are looking not only for mineral deposits, they are looking for stability, they are looking for predictability, and they are looking for vision as well. As chairman of the AMSG, I firmly believe that Africa must engage the world from a position of confidence and a position of collective strength. Our objectives must be clear: to ensure that Africa captures greater economic value from its mineral wealth while contributing responsibly and competitively to global development. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, this conversation is ultimately bigger than mining. It is about Africa's industrial future. It's about Africa's economic sovereignty. It's about creating prosperity that is inclusive, sustainable, and transformational. History has presented our continent with a rare and defining opportunity. We must not allow it to pass us by. Through visionary leadership, strategic partnerships, and continental cooperation, Africa can transition from being merely resource-rich to truly value-rich. And I believe strongly that the decisions we make today will shape not only the future of African mining, but the future of Africa itself. And on that note, Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I thank you once again for your kind attention, and I wish this conference very fruitful deliberation and enduring outcomes. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Your Excellency, yet another lesson I've learned is that I should have spoken before him, because he broke it down very well. And Dr. Halaki, let me just inform you, there's a young Nigerian who took a flight, came to Kenya, and spoke some very good English in the president's family. And before we knew it, he became president's son-in-law. So, Your Excellency, you have guided us. You have shown us the direction which we need to take as a country. And that aspiration is captured in our theme today, which is partnerships for prosperity through value-led mining. And the chairman has broken it down very well. It will not be basic extraction, it will be value addition. So we do not only create jobs, but we also create wealth. So that it is clear, and I don't speak for so long, the formation of minerals travel in some form of a belt. So you find the minerals listed by Dr. Alake that are in Nigeria are also found in Kenya. So they start from the north to from south to north, east to west. And for our strategic geographical location, we are almost at the center. So what you find in the neighboring region, you also find it in Kenya. The beauty about Kenya is that it is completely untapped. I must be careful before I talk about Tanzanite, because I've seen Your Excellency Anthony Mavunde, he always takes it very personal. I asked him, I don't know if Tanzanite came to the border point and said, is this Kenya? Let me just stand back. But anyway, and I learned a lot from him. And I told you, I'll confess that you're my kaka in the industry. So, Your Excellency, we in Kenya have looked at the industry very critically and de-risked your investment in two critical ways. One, we've completed our entire landmass survey, so we know all our anomalies. And Kenya is that country where we can pinpoint for you where to find what mineral and possibly what quality and what quantity. Simply because we've done the geophysical survey and we have done some level of ground truthing. For investment, that shortens a lot of time for prospecting. Second point, Your Excellency, and I'm grateful to my brother, the Managing Director of National Media Group, that he's saying he's now happy that they're highlighting government progress. That SGR that goes to western part of the country opens up the opportunities to possibly meet the value chain of mineral and industrialization. What this means for investors is that, Your Excellency, Kenya is not only ready and robust in terms of regulations and law, Kenya is creating the necessary support infrastructure to spur and open up the industry. Meaning, we have a working MGR, we have an effective and efficient road network of over 20,000 kilometers, and His Excellency has undertaken to do 6,000, that is ongoing. Mavunde, umesikia hiyo? We have 20,000 constructed and 6,000 ongoing. And very strategically planned. I want to assure the investors here in the room, every place you find valuables, minerals, there will be support infrastructure to help you extract. And the Excellency has directed us on matters of beneficiation. We want to commit that that is the focus for us. You extract positively, sustainably, value add. We will no longer, and I want it to be clear, we will no longer allow export of raw ore from this continent, beginning from here in Kenya. So without much ado, Your Excellency, everybody that spoken before me had captured my ambition, my aspiration. I would like to request for all of us to be upstanding as we welcome His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto. Makofi yake.
Thank you very much. Please, let's take our seats. Your Excellencies, High Commissioners present, friends from different parts of the world, including my in-laws from Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to join you this morning for this significant event that underscores the strategic importance of mining sector in shaping the economic future of our country and continent. I am informed that this Expo has brought together over 500 delegates. I think it has been improved by nation media to 700 from across Africa and the global mining ecosystem, including multinational corporations, investors, financial institutions, development partners, technologists, and community stakeholders. To all delegates and participants, I extend a very warm welcome to Nairobi with a clear and unambiguous message. The time has come to take next decisive steps forward, unlocking the full economic potential of the mining sector. For far too long, the abundant mineral wealth we possess has generated prosperity for others, while its true owners, our citizens, have derived only limited benefit. After more than 60 years of independence, few African countries can fully account for and fully benefit from their mineral endowments. We must correct this glaring distortion. Gatherings such as this one must serve as a turning point, bringing us closer to a future in which Africa's resources work first and foremost for the people of our continent. I am therefore delighted to note that we are joined by delegates from Nigeria, Tanzania, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Somalia, and South Sudan. Your presence here affirms a conviction I hold deeply, that Africa's mineral wealth is a shared strategic asset. The decision we take now and in the years ahead will determine whether this abundance is harnessed to build African industries, create jobs in Africa, and drive African prosperity, or whether it continues to benefit others beyond our shores. Ladies and gentlemen, we meet at a moment of extraordinary opportunity. The global shift towards clean energy is fundamentally redefining the strategic value of minerals and positions Africa as the center of that transformation. According to the International Energy Agency, demand for critical minerals such as lithium, cobalt, nickel, and graphite is projected to triple by 2030 and quadruple by 2040 as the world accelerates towards net zero emissions. At the same time, Africa holds about 30% of the world's critical mineral reserves, including significant shares of cobalt, manganese, platinum, and rare earth elements essential for batteries, electric vehicles, wind turbines, and solar technologies. Yet, despite these endowments, the continent currently captures less than 1% of the value generated from global clean energy technologies. The reason is clear. For too long, we have extracted and exported raw materials at the bottom of the value chain, while others have processed, refined, manufactured, and captured the greater share of economic value. That is precisely why the government of Kenya has undertaken a clear and deliberate position. One I reaffirmed last week at the Africa We Build Summit, that Kenya will no longer be a supplier of raw materials to fuel the industries of others. Working in collaboration with our African colleagues, and this meeting is very pivotal. We will process our minerals here in the continent, we will refine them here, we will manufacture them here. The full length of the value chain must and will generate value for Africa, for African prosperity. Indeed, we are already on this journey. The iron ore pelletization plant in Taita Taveta, currently in final stage of construction, represents an 11 billion investment that will create approximately 3,000 jobs for our people, including the value of iron ore, of iron and steel that will come from that manufacture. Our gold refinery project is also advancing towards completion, while the Voi Gemstone Value Addition Center is already operational, serving artisanal miners and small-scale operators with access to cutting, polishing, grading, and international market linkages. Like many African countries, Kenya is endowed with significant mineral wealth. Our National Airborne Geophysical Survey, the most comprehensive geological mapping exercise in our history, has identified over 970 mineral deposits across the country. These resources are widely distributed across the length and breadth of our country. Gold stretches across the Western Belt, from Narok through Migori and Kakamega into Turkana and Marsabit counties. We have niobium and rare earth elements in Kwale, iron ore in Taita Taveta, and titanium along the coast. Gemstones span the central and coastal regions, while copper, chromite, and manganese are found across the northern, eastern counties, among many others. As a country, we are quite literally sitting on immense wealth. But having minerals in the ground is not in itself an achievement. The true measure of success lies in converting them into tangible prosperity for our citizens. That is the goal we are pursuing. It requires investment, technology, and strong partnerships supported by a conducive fiscal and regulatory environment in which all these elements can come together effectively. As an administration, we are deliberately building those conditions. We enacted the Mining Act, a progressive, transparent, and investor-friendly legal framework that replaced colonial-era 1940 legislation. We have strengthened our institutional and regulatory capacity to deliver faster, more predictable licensing outcomes. We have digitized our licensing system. Through the online mining cadastre, applicants can now apply for mineral rights from anywhere in the world through a process that is transparent, efficient, and accountable. In addition, we have established Nairobi Mining Corporation we have established the National Mining Corporation as the government's investment arm in the mineral sector. In essence, the fundamentals for a viable and competitive mineral sector, one capable of delivering shared value for our people, our economy, and our investors, are firmly in place, and Kenya is ready for investment. However, the progress we seek cannot be achieved by government alone. The scale of investment required to develop processing plants, refineries, smelters,
and the necessary supporting infrastructure demands private capital, global technology, and strong international market partnerships. To the investors in this room, Kenya is not asking you to take a leap of faith. We are asking you to look at evidence, examine our geology, assess our legal and regulatory framework, review our institutional architecture, consider our infrastructure connectivity, and our strategic positioning as a gateway to East and Central Africa. Evaluate the viability of projects before you, then make your decision on the basis of facts, clarity, and opportunity. To the ministers and distinguished guests from the continent present here, I say this: the conversations we have in this room, such as this, matter. The conversations we have in rooms elsewhere also matter. Africa's mineral wealth must become a strategic lever that we learn to deploy collectively, deliberately, and with purpose. I fully support the vision of the Africa Minerals Strategic Group. I endorse deeper intra-African cooperation in mineral development, processing, and trade. And I strongly support the operationalization of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area in the minerals sector. It is important, and if you look at some of the newspapers that you have today, we had a meeting last week where we were discussing how Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, as states, can invest in a joint refinery that will refine the oil resources that we have in this region. The oil resources we have in Uganda, a bit in Kenya, in South Sudan, and our region. And the industrialist from our West Africa, Mr. Dangote, was here with us, and he was sharing with us the opportunity that is available if we can combine and work together. And we have made the decision that we're going to do this together. We're going to harness the synergies of Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and South Sudan possibly working together so that we can have one big refinery here. And that is the benefit of countries coming together. I welcome the comments by my good friend, the CEO of Nation Group, that they will profile our continent, our region, and for that matter, our country positively. When you read the headline on the East African, it says, Uganda's headache. There was no headache. For heaven's sake, there was no headache. I mean, how does three countries coming together to build one piece of infrastructure that supports the region, how does that amount to a headache? So I really want to persuade us, as you sit here, let us believe in ourselves. Let us believe in our continent. And I always urge people in Kenya, let us believe in our country. Let us profile it positively. Let us work together so that we can harness the full potential of who we are, the resources that we have, and the opportunities that are there for the benefit of everybody. And that would really help us make much more progress. In our region, we are thinking of how all the assets that we have, if it is the oil that we have, we must use it to to industrialize our countries. We cannot continue to export or to be exporters of raw materials. And that is the conversation we were having with President Museveni and President Samia Suluhu, that the oil resources we have in this part of the East African region cannot be exported to be refined elsewhere. That is why we want to use our own resources to industrialize. We have a bigger opportunity in mining. We have huge mineral resources in the East and Central African region. We need to combine all these resources, use the huge resources we have of clean energy, geothermal, wind, solar, hydro, in our region, to mine these resources, to process these resources, and use these resources to industrialize our region. This is the focus, I hope, and I persuade you to focus as a region. This is how we are going to liberate ourselves as we look at the continent, as we stretch our imagination to 2050. A quarter of the world population will be living in Africa. That is strategic as a market. That is strategic as a workforce. And if you combine that with the resources that we have, the wealth of resources we have, natural resources, we must make a huge success of this continent. And that is why I am a great believer in the Africa Continental Free Trade Area that assists us to have one single market of 1.5 billion people now and 2.5 billion people by 2050. That should be the strategic focus of policymakers like yourselves. As we look at that, we must look at where is the potential. And if we are organize our resources, organize our human capital, and connect our market, we will be the single biggest force going forward, because this is where opportunity will be found. We will not need to work so hard to persuade anybody to invest. They will come because they will see the opportunity is here with us. Platforms such as the Mining Investment Conference Expo 2026, where African governments and global investors come together to do real business, are precisely the engagements our continent need at a time like this. Kenya is ready to be a partner, not only with investors, but also with our other brother African countries who are navigating similar challenges and pursuing shared opportunities. This is an opportunity to learn from one another and to advance together. And as you work on this conference, I want to encourage all of us to look at what brings us together. We will be having, in 10 days' time or thereabout, we will be having the Africa Forward Summit, where we'll be sitting here in Nairobi with our friends from France and other places to see how we can chart a future for our continent. And it is very important that policymakers are aligned. That is how meetings like this are important for sharing ideas, harmonizing policies, and making sure that we are all moving together. The mineral wealth of Africa, including Kenya, is proven. The opportunity is very clear. The policy framework is in place. The institutional architecture is established. Market conditions are favorable. What remains is partnerships, investment, and the political will to act. And the time to act is now. Let me wish all of you a great day of deliberation. Enjoy the great city of Nairobi. Just behind you here is Nairobi National Park. Just behind here, I think maybe not even a kilometer from here is Nairobi National Park. Make sure you find time to enjoy the Nairobi National Park, but I want to warn you that the animals in the Nairobi National Park are wild. So be careful. Be careful when you are at the park. They are not in the zoo, so they are in the wild. And please pass my regards, Minister, to President Tinubu, my friend, and to the great people of Nigeria who are my in-laws, and do so in good English. And, you know, I was captured, I was speaking to my fellow citizens somewhere, and somebody, it was supposed to be a private conversation, but somebody decided that it should be public. But they also misrepresented the facts. The facts are that I was talking about how we in Africa speak very good English, all of us. In fact, in some countries like Nigeria, if you don't speak excellent English like the one we speak in Kenya, you may need a translator, you know, for you to understand the excellent English of Nigeria. So that was the comparison, but somebody decided to take it out of context. But I think it is as well that we can have this conversation. And my in-laws, I hope there will be no consequences for whatever was done. Otherwise, I wish you productive and very impactful deliberations. Thank you very much, and God bless you.